Your destiny cannot wait, you have only one day left, and from September 11th, 2025 everything in your life will change forever. Open this immediately, every second you delay is pushing your blessing away. Archangel Michael says the hourglass has thinned to a single line of light, and your name is written in the stream. The day that seemed far away is now within breathing distance. Every beat of your heart moves you toward the gate that opens at dawn on August 20th, 2025. The sky had been rehearsing this turn for months, your steps have carried the echo of it, even when you felt lost. The moment is not approaching, it is arriving. There is a rhythm in the air that sounds like courage. It hums under your thoughts like a drum under a parade. You are already walking in time with it. The night is a clearing, old dust leaves the corners of your story. New light enters without asking permission. You do not need permission because the permission was signed in the truth of who you are. A seal broke the first time you chose kindness over pride. Another seal breaks now as you choose momentum over hesitation. This is not the time for tricky, this is the time for standing in the doorway and recognizing the door was measured for your shoulders. The fit is exact and the frame is steady. Your name has been whispered over a map you cannot see yet. Let all maps are drawn in ink. Some are drawn in chances. This new path unfolds as you take it, like a bridge that builds itself under your feet. The people aligned with your next chapter are already turning their faces toward you. They will not miss you because you will not hide. Light you have been polishing is strong enough to be seen. A page turns at midnight and the ink dries in your favor. The version of you that carried heavy stones lays them down. The version that picks up keys steps forward. Fear tried to disguise itself as caution, but it could not hold its mask. The truth stands beside you like a faithful friend. The truth says your time is right. You are stepping into appointments you did not know were scheduled. Rooms open because your spirit knocks with certainty. Paths widen because you walk upon them with promise. The work you have done in silence did not go unnoticed. The seeds you planted in dry season still remembered rain. The rain is on the horizon and the soil is ready. If your body feels the current, that is because the current is real. Energy gathers around decisive hearts. You have decided and the wind knows it. Your future does not argue anymore, it welcomes you with a clean table and a warm chair. You sit and feel that you belong. You are not late, you are right on time. The calendar bends around destiny like a bow around a gift. A ribbon pulls free on August 20th, 2025. What once took 10 steps will take 2. What once felt like a wall reveals itself as a curtain. You lift it and walk through. You are allowed to let go of explanations. You are allowed to hold your peace like a lantern. You are allowed to move because your purpose moves with you. There is a letter with your name on it inside the day that is coming. It is signed by clarity. It is sealed with resolve. You are learning the grower of victory. Each breath is a sentence. Each choice is a paragraph. The story gathers power as you continue. In the mirror of tomorrow, your eyes look steady. The old storms are visible far away, but their thunder cannot reach you. You choose quiet strength over worry. The world around you is arranging itself into a pattern you can trust. Trust is not blind, it is brave. Your bravery carries a bright signature. You do not chase what is yours, you meet it. you do not beg for your portion, you bless it. You do not run from your calling, you rise into it. A soft click will happen in your life, like a lock turning the right way for the first time. That click is the agreement between who you are and what you do. It becomes a sound you recognize as home. From this day forward, your words weigh more, your yes carries authority and your no protects your ground. You speak from the center, and the center holds. You remember the nights you carried yourself through. You remember the mornings you began again. Those memories become the spine of your strength. You are not defined by the delay, you are defined by the decision you make now. You choose forward, and forward answers. Your hands were made to build, and your mind was made to see. The plan that once seemed faulty stands in clean air. You can see enough to take the next step, and the next step is enough. The people who doubt it will start to quiet, even their silence will be a sign. You will not seek their approval because your direction is clear. Victory is not loud at first, it begins as a steady pulse. You feel it and it steadies you. This change is not a storm you endure, it is a season you embrace. It allows you to grow without apologizing for the height. It invites you to shine without shrinking from the glow. Your timing is a lantern placed in the window of your life. It guides what needs to find you. It tells misfortune there is no vacancy, you do not return to smallness. You do not bargain with doubt. You do not trade your peace for momentary comfort, support flows toward aligned action. The universe values momentum. Your movement is the signal, you carry a calm that cannot be faked. It is the calm of one who has survived in chosen grace. It is the calm of one who knows the door opens when the hand is ready. The day ahead contains introductions with purpose. Names you have not heard before will feel familiar. Opportunities will sound like the truth you have been rehearsing. You will notice patterns that reveal the next wise step. Your attention will sharpen like a lens turning to focus. A scene will come into view, clarity becomes your companion. It sits with you, walks with you, and protects your edges. It keeps you from wasting yourself on the wrong roads. Boundaries rise like clean lines around your energy. They do not imprison you. They preserve you, they allow your gifts to flow where they are honored. Gratitude becomes your anchor. It keeps you steady as the tide of change lifts your boat. It keeps you tender as power returns to your hands. Your inner voice speaks with a tone you respect. You do not interrupt it with fear, you make room for it to finish its sentence. The fear of being seen dissolves. Being seen is not a threat when you are standing in truth, being seen is a service when your light guides others forward. You refine your circle without resentment. You release what cannot grow with you, you bless it and move on. The future answers to decisive hearts. You will not wait for permission to be who you already are, you will not postpone the good that is ready to meet you. Your patience was not wasted time. It was preparation, it built the muscles you now use to lift the new. It taught you to recognize what is real. You will witness small confirmations that arrive like feathers. They land softly, but their message is unmistakable. You are on schedule. The doors that open will not require you to pretend, they will not ask you to shrink to fit. They will match your true size. Your peace becomes portable, you carry it into rooms that once fell short. You set the tone instead of absorbing the noise. You honor the value of your presence. You honor the value of your ideas. You honor the value of your time. You walk away from what weighs your wonder. You invest in what multiplies your joy. You protect your morning and respect your night. Discipline feels different when it is aligned with delight. You do not drag yourself. You lead yourself. You take ownership without cruelty. Forgiveness becomes a gift you give to yourself. It unhooks you from old anchors. It frees your hands for new work. You stand upright in your identity. You do not measure yourself against versions of you that no longer exist. You meet yourself as you are now. Every delay you once experienced becomes a stair under your feet. Those stairs climb into a real horizon. That horizon is close now. Your capacity expands without drama. You take on more of what suits you. You set down what drains you. You do not prove anything to those who refuse to see. You prove your devotion to the life you chose. You ocean becomes your quiet power. Your dreams greet you like old friends who never stopped believing. You welcome them back into your home. They look round and notice there is more space now. You answer with action. You answer with presence. You answer with consistency. The eyes that watch you struggle will watch you rise. The voice that told you to quit has lost its volume. The rhythm of progress is louder now. You trust the way your choices ripple into the future. Each brave step is a message you send ahead. It says, "Prepare the way, I am coming." You do not hoard your gifts in fear of judgment. You distribute them in the open field. The open field responds with harvest. Your calling is not delicate. It is durable. It survives seasons and grows stronger. It keeps finding you until you say yes. This is your yes. This is your agreement with the day that waits. This is your signature on the life that fits. Let your home reflect your next level. Create the order that welcomes opportunity. Make space on the table for the good that is arriving. Let your mind nourish ideas that feed your future. Let your body rest enough to hold success. Let your spirit lead with steady grace. You will experience conversations that unlock clarity. Words will flow where they once tangled. The right phrase will arrive at the right moment. You will notice how ease appears when you do the right work. Challenge will still come, but it will carry meaning. Effort will feel like investment instead of rescue. You will gather your history into wisdom. You will gather your plans into motion. You will gather your courage into practice. Your next decision will not be made from fear. It will be made from alignment. Alignment produces momentum that cannot be faked. Your momentum carries you across thresholds that once intimidated you. The threshold becomes a line behind you. You keep going. You are not entering a test. You are entering a turn. The turn puts you in the lane designed for your speed. The lane stretches straight and sure. People who recognize your becoming will cheer. People who misunderstand will fall quiet. You keep your eyes on the road. You speak to yourself with respect. You treat your past with gentleness. You demand excellence from your present. You learn to distinguish between loud and true. True speaks softly and stands firm. Loud fades quickly. You move from scarcity to stewardship. You bless what you have and build what you need. You stop apologizing for your capacity. Your inner weather clears, clouds dissolve under the warmth of certainty. A forecast fares you. You practice celebration in small ways that train your heart, you smile at progress without waiting for perfect. You let joy be proof. You find rhythm in ordinary moments, the ordinary becomes sacred because you are paying attention. The sacred strengthens your stride. Your name begins to be mentioned in rooms where solutions gather. The mention is followed by invitation. The invitation is followed by doors. Your preparation was not wasted, it shows on you like well-worn grace. It carries you like a steady river. What you release today makes room for tomorrow's arrival. Space is a strategy, not a luxury. You choose it on purpose. Your wisdom walks in front of you, your compassion walks beside you. Your resilience strengthens your back. You stop rehearsing failure and begin rehearsing peace. Peace feels new and natural. It sits well on your shoulders. Your joy communicates better than any argument, your integrity speaks without shouting. Your focus builds without announcement. You will not be rushed by the anxiety of others. You will not be slowed by the doubts of others. You move at the speed of obedience to your truth. The day knows your name, the hour recognizes your footprint. The minute holds its breath as you step through. The gate is not a trap, it is a passage, it does not close behind you in punishment. It closes behind you in protection. The timeline that stretched ahead now begins, the first mile is blessed with evidence. The second mile is filled with assurance. You will notice that help has hands and faces, you will notice that guidance has places and times. You will notice that you are not alone. You will sleep with steadier bones tonight, you will wake with clearer eyes tomorrow. You will move with a settled heart. Your gratitude turns on quiet lights in dark corners, those corners no longer frighten you. They become part of your home. Your spirit sings low and sure, it sings of survival and arrival. It sings a promise kept. The distance between who you hope to be and who you are grows smaller, the difference softens into pride. You honor the journey without glorifying the struggle. From August 20, 2025 forward, your calendar will tell a different story. Your days will gather like friends who are glad to see you. Your evenings will exhale without apology. Conversations will open that once ended quickly, opportunities will linger that once slipped away. The pattern will hold. You will replace urgency with priority. You will replace panic with presence. You will replace doubt with data from your own consistency. Your words become bridges, not fences, your actions become proof, not threats. Your life becomes a landing place for what is good. You hold your boundaries like gates that can open and close, you decide what enters. You decide what remains. Your effort will not burn you because your direction burns for you, it lights the path and warms your hands. It makes the work worth doing. You do not wait for the crowd to understand, you walk with the clear and the willing. You keep your courage fuel. The evidence of change arrives in layers, a message lands kindly. A door opens smoothly. You honor your body with rest and nourishment. You honor your mind with quiet and focus. You honor your heart with truth and tenderness. You return to simple practices that carry power, you breathe on purpose. You write what you know to be true. You learn to hear yes in the silence. You learn to hear no without anger. You learn to hear wait without fear. You shake the dust of hesitation from your shoulders. You clean the window of your attention. The view sharpens. You acknowledge your own authority to choose. You do not outsource your power. You do not abandon your standards. You remember that peace is permission to grow. Growth is the natural result of alignment. Alignment is the reward of honesty. You are honest about your gifts. You are honest about your needs. You are honest about your limits. Your honesty attracts allies. Your clarity repels confusion. Your consistency dissolves resistance. You notice synchronicities that feel like a nod from the future. The nods add up to direction. Direction becomes relief. Your relationships evolve toward mutual respect. Your work evolves toward genuine impact. Your days evolve toward intentional delight. The change does not erase your past, it unfolds it. It transforms it into wisdom you can carry lightly. You stop rehearsing how you were wronged, you start rehearsing how you are rising. Rising fits you. Your feet learn the choreography of abundance, your hands learn the posture of generosity. Your heart learns the habit of steadiness. You dress your life in order and openness. You clear the clutter that speaks of yesterday's fear. You display the tools that build tomorrow's calm. You nurture the connection between your discipline and your dreams. You let them shake hands each morning. You let them walk together all day. You keep your promises to yourself. You keep your compassion for others. You keep your pace with yourself. You feel worthy without argument. You feel ready without frenzy. You feel grounded without heaviness. The change is both gentle and irreversible. It advances like sunrise. It blesses everything it touches. You breathe with the day and meet it with both feet. You bring your full voice to the moment. You bring your honest self to the table. August 20th, 2025 becomes a landmark in your story. You will look back and recognize the pivot. You will respect the courage that carried you through. Your life begins to match your inner truth. The match produces heat. The heat produces light. The light is not a performance, it is a presence. It does not shout, it shines. It does not beg, it belongs. You will find that people are grateful for your steadiness. You will find that opportunities respond to your reliability. You will find that doors prefer those who can be trusted. You free yourself from unnecessary battles. You choose the ones worth fighting. You win with patience and precision. You do not chase what leaves you tired and small. You pursue what leaves you strong and kind. You remain available to what is worthy. You become a better listener to your own intuition. You give it the microphone. You give it the room. You become the keeper of your focus. You waste less and build more. You turn effort into elegance. Your victories accumulate quietly, they gather like bright stones in your pocket. You feel their weight and walk taller. What you were born to be begins to show on your face, it softens your features and sharpens your gaze. It is unmistakable. You carry yourself with a posture that speaks of peace. People feel steadier in your presence. You feel steadier in your own skin. This is not a miracle from nowhere, this is the harvest of who you chose to be. This is the arrival of what you have been becoming. You belong in a new season, you were made for this turn. You carry the key and you carry the claim. Walk with quiet assurance, walk with gracious strength. Walk with the knowledge that destiny keeps its appointment. When you meet the dawn of August 20th, 2025, greet it like a friend, let it see that you recognize it. Let it know you are ready. Stand in the light that rises for you, let it introduce you to the next expression of your life. Let it settle into your bones. Everything that matters will align with this decision to move. Everything that cannot survive your truth will release you. Everything that is yours will find you with ease. The day calls your name with tenderness and authority, you answer with presence and resolve. You step through with a full heart. This is your moment to become undeniable, this is your lane to drive with clarity. This is your life meeting itself. Hold your peace like a banner in clear weather, hold your standards like a compass in steady hands. Hold your purpose like a flame that does not flicker. You are ready, you are aligned. You are already crossing over. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1. 20. Archangel Mitchell says your spirit knows this turn by heart, even if your mind is still catching up. The script has already shifted scenes behind the curtain. When the curtain lifts, you will recognize the set you secretly hoped for. The clock is not an enemy, it is a messenger carrying a folded map. As you unfold it, lines appear where there used to be fog. Your voice gains weight when it carries truth, each word lands with purpose and clears a path. People listen because they can feel the steadiness in you. Your next steps will not require spectacle, they will require sincerity. Sincerity becomes the strongest strategy in the room. You are learning to move without noise and stand without apology. You are learning to let results be the echo. You are learning to trust clean effort more than loud promises. A door you touched before will respond differently now, it did not reject you. It was waiting for your alignment. You return to it as the person who can hold what's on the other side. Preparation made you agile. Agility makes you free. Freedom makes you generous with your gifts. The person you become on August 20th, 2025 is not a stranger. They are the truest version of your persistence. They carry your lessons like well-placed tools. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a sensor that reads the room. It tells you where to pour energy and where to preserve it. It reminds you that discernment is compassion for your future. You do not need to outrun anyone. You need to out-honor your previous limits. You do that with decisions that match your values. There is a generosity flowing toward you in the form of time, guidance, and unexpected favor. It arrives because you have become a good steward. Hold your peace like a practiced craft. Peace is not passive. It is an active choice to remain in signal while the world throws noise. You are becoming fluent in signal. What once triggered you now teaches you. The same events show up, but you stand in a different posture. Posture changes outcomes. A new rhythm is forming in your mornings. You wake with gratitude that feels like a grounded engine. It hums under everything you do. Your evening becomes a planned landing instead of an emergency landing. You arrive at rest instead of crashing into it. That difference saves your strength. You will notice how often life rewards clear boundaries. The right people relax when they know the edges, the wrong patterns dissolve when they cannot cross them. Your attention has currency. You no longer spend it on drama, you invest it where growth pays dividends. Old patterns will knock one last time. They will grasp as urgency and nostalgia. You will answer the door with wisdom and decline the invitation. You will not explain your growth to those committed to misunderstanding it. Explanations no longer serve there, evidence will be more than enough. You will meet allies who bring information instead of intimidation. Your presence will feel like relief, your advice will feel like oxygen. You are learning the boldness of quiet moves. Announcements are not the goal, alignment is. Aligned moves announce themselves. Your environment begins to mirror your standard, clarity sits on your desk. Order lives in your calendar. Focus breathes in your schedule. This is the season of deep roots and visible fruit. The roots keep you from tipping under success. The fruit reminds you that nourishment is meant to be shared. You will practice the art of the well-placed no. Each no protects a better yes. Each yes you protect becomes a pillar that will attempt a final performance. You will recognize the script and cut the scene. The stage belongs to your courage. You no longer rehearse conversations that never happen. You rehearse outcomes you can own. Ownership is your new language. On the morning of the change, take possession of your atmosphere. Open a window and breathe. Let the fresh air announce the new standard. Organize your priorities into 3 columns: essential, supportive, and optional. Essentials get your best energy first, supportive tasks serve the essentials. Optional tasks wait for their turn and often fade without stealing attention. Schedule focus blocks like anchors on your calendar, protect them like a promise. Treat them as meetings with your future self. Communicate with simplicity, say what you mean and leave room for silence. Silence lets meaning land. Give your physical space a small upgrade that signals arrival, a cleared surface, a handwritten intention, a glass of water placed like a welcome. Symbols train the mind. The mind trains the day. Follow through on one long postponed task before noon. Closure resets your nervous system. Momentum multiplies. Your relationships will feel the shift. Some will step closer and match your pace. Others will step back and seek a more familiar rhythm. Let both happen without forcing an outcome. Choose companions of accountability over companions of comfort. Accountability loves your future more than your habits. Comfort loves your habits more than your future. Your self-talk becomes an I. You interrupt the old monologue with new agreements. Agreements anchor behavior when motivation fluctuates. Emotional responsibility becomes your quiet revolution. You own your reactions and write the stories that fed them. From there, you respond instead of react. Write a simple operating principle you can carry into every room. I conserve energy. I create value. I keep promises. Read it before you open your messages. Read it before you answer the phone. Read it before you say yes. You become suspicious of busyness without results. You favor activities that end in clarity. Progress, or relief, anything else is politely declined. You are allowed to be happy on your way to bigger happiness. You are allowed to celebrate partial progress without waiting for perfect. Joy is not a finish line. It is fuel. You stop counting the times it could have worked and start counting the ways it did. That count changes your chemistry. The chemistry changes your consistency. Your intuition will deliver short, firm phrases. Now, pause. Send it. Wait, those phrases will be enough to keep you in flow. Time with yourself becomes a top-tier meeting. You treat it with the same respect you give any appointment that changes your life. That respect becomes your baseline. You revisit your definition of success and remove other people's handwriting. The page looks cleaner, the path looks straighter. Money begins to reflect decisions instead of impulses. You spend like a steward and invest like a builder. Your sources learn to trust you. You will encounter a challenge that would have broken an older version of you. This time you name it, measure it, and meet it. Measured challenge is FIG. You will receive a message within 48 hours that affirms the timing. Keep your eyes open for ordinary channels, a casual line in a conversation, a sentence in a book, a quiet thought that arrives while washing a cup. Confirmation wears simple clothes. You gather your past wins like a choir. Let them sing to you when doubts try to sow. The choir is louder. You notice where you used to hesitate and now you act. The absence of friction surprises you. It surprises proof of growth. Discomfort arrives as a trainer, not a tyrant. It teaches stamina without stealing hope. You thank it for the lesson and move on. You pull your power away from worrying about what you cannot control. You pour your power into crafting what you can. Creation cures helplessness. You begin to edit your inputs like a curator. What you watch, read, and absorb becomes an intentional practice. Your appetite changes. You hold your mornings with both hands. You refuse to doom scroll your way into doubt. You hold stillness long enough to hear your first wise instruction. The people who value you will demonstrate it with actions that mirror respect. You respond in kind. Mutuality becomes the norm. Apologies and adjustments become part of your toolkit. When you miss, you repair. When you learn, you apply. When you succeed, you document. Your gifts find their riverbeds. They flow without forcing. They carve new channels because you keep showing up. The abundance you experience is not a flash, it is a flow. A flash startles. A flow sustains. You are choosing flow. When fear lists everything that could go wrong, your faith lists everything that has gone right. You compare lists. The evidence leans in your favor. Your body will ask for care in smarter ways. Hydration, sleep, movement, and breath become your simple stack. The stack builds capacity for joy. Conversations become more direct. You ask for what you need without dramatics. You decline what you cannot hold without guilt. You notice the difference between tension that signals growth and tension that signals misalignment. Growth tension stretches and then releases, misalignment tension frays and then drains. You juice veg. You will not confuse urgency with importance. You design days around high-impact actions. Impact replaces penned. You keep receipts of your discipline, dates, deliverables, decisions. They remind you that you are trustworthy to yourself. Trust compounds. a mentor may appear in an unexpected form. Appear with a story. An elder with a sentence, a stranger with a nudge. Your timing will be impeccable because your readiness is visible. Your home begins to tell the same story as your calendar, less clutter. More intention. Beauty without pretense, tension with grace. You test your plans against your values before you test them against the market. If they fail the first test, you adjust. If they pass both, you commit. You make a practice of finishing small things. Finished small things teach your nervous system how to finish big things. Finish it becomes familiar. Comparison loses its grip because you are busy with your lane. You bless other lanes without drifting. Focus becomes peace. You will see a symbol that feels like a personal, not a number, a color, a melody. Let it be a shorthand between you and your future. Let it steady you in moments that need courage. Your gratitude ceases to be performative and becomes practical. You send the message, you tip the halberd. You write the note. Gratitude builds bridges you will need later. You stop negotiating with the bare minimum. You upgrade your baseline quietly and keep it there. Standards stay up. You release performing for those who prefer your old self. You stop auditioning for rooms that don't hire growth. The stage you choose is the one that honors evolution. You give yourself closure on chapters that will not close themselves. You declare the end and walk. Sufficient closure is still closure. You use data to anchor decisions and intuition to steer timing. Both have a seat at the table. Both keep you honest. You learn when to sprint and when to sustain. Sprints achieve spikes. Sustained pace achieves lives. You are building a life. You place kindness in front of cleverness. Kindness keeps doors open. Covertness sometimes locks them. Your courage will not always feel like a roar. Sometimes it will feel like a steady inhale and a steady exhale. Breath-based bravery still moves mountains. You will receive an invitation that tests your boundaries. You will accept if it aligns with your values and refuses to shrink your peace. You will decline if it costs your center. Your discernment around people sharpens. You detect the difference between curiosity and entitlement. You nurture the first step. You create a small ritual to mark the crossing. A candle, a line written by hand. A list of 3 promises to yourself. Rituals make room for meaning. You will notice how speed increases after clarity. Clarity simplifies routes. Simpler routes save strength. You stop knocking on doors that drain you. You start building doors that fit your architecture. Builders do not beg. They blueprint. Your calendar becomes a garden instead of a battlefield. Meetings are plots that grow outcomes. Rest is rain. Boundaries are fences. You write your future without the grower of apology. You substitute consent for explanation. You substitute presence for performance. Your laughter returns to your mouth like a long-traveling friend. It rests in your chest and lightens your shoulders. Joy recalibrates the room. You let the past be accurate without making it permanent. Accuracy honors truth. Impermanence honors possibility. You remember how to celebrate others without subtracting from yourself. Celebration creates circulation. Circulation attracts opportunity. You choose relationships that make your life bigger. Not louder, bigger has room for stillness. Louder often hides emptiness. You commit to patience that is active, not idle. Active patience plants, waters, and tends. Idle patience waits and worries. You plant. You respect your promises enough to make fewer of them. Each promise becomes a contract with your future. You sign carefully, you sharpen your craft with deliberate practice. Unglamorous reps accumulate excellence. Excellence becomes your quiet reputation. You stop seeking closure from people who benefit from your confusion. You grant it to yourself and move forward. Self-issued freedom is still freedom. You understand that destiny does not arrive as a rescue but as a response. It answers the person you have become. Your becoming is the beacon. You teach others how to treat you by how you treat yourself. They learn quickly because your consistency is persuasive. Consistency is a teacher. You will feel a calm certainty that you used to visit only briefly. It will start living with you. It will start introducing you. These days will become a reference point you return to when your future asks for proof. You will say, I kept my word to myself, and everything organized around that truth. The proof will be undeniable. In the hours before the day turns, write 3 lines you want your life to obey. Protect your peace. Build what matters, love without losing yourself. Place them where your eyes will meet them first. Stand at the threshold and remember, you did not find this moment. You formed it. You shaped it with every small brave choice. You earned it without heartening. When the morning of August 20th, 2025 arrives, greet it with a grounded smile. Walk into your commitment like a room that knows your name. Let the light of your alignment be seen. Carry yourself as the author of this chapter. Carry your habits as the characters that support the plot. Carry your hope as the theme that runs through every scene. You are here and you are ready. You are not alone, you are not rushing. You are arriving. You are not begging, you are belonging. And when the day asks who you are, answer with your actions. Let your schedule speak, let your presence declare the turn. Keep going. Keep the gate closed behind you and the road open in front of you. Archangel Mitchell says this hour does not threaten you. It invites you. You are not running out of time, you are running into alignment. Let the clock be a compass, not a cage. Gather your present self and your future self into the same room, let them shake hands without judgment. Promise each other a pace you can keep. Clean one corner of your life and call it readiness. Readiness is not perfection. It is permission. Give yourself that permission without delay. Speak a quiet vow you can keep today. I will protect my peace. I will finish what I start. I will only carry what belongs to me. Write down 3 names that belong to your next chapter. Reach out with sincerity, not performance. Let the right bridges form without pressure. Your habits are the hinges of your doors. Aisle them with consistency, open them with courage. Choose one task that multiplies your future and do it before noon. Completion changes your chemistry, the chemistry changes your confidence. Let food be fuel and water be wisdom. The body that carries your calling deserves simple care fails miracles. Lay yesterday down like a coat you upgrew that kept you warm when you needed it. It does not fit the weather of August 20th, 2025. Archangel Mitchell says peace is a posture, not a prize. Stand in it long enough and the room learns your language. From there you do not chase, you choose. Practice the art of exact words. Say yes when you mean yes and no when you mean no. Every accurate syllable is a brick in your new foundation. Put your attention where returns are likely. Deep work, honest relationships, and restorative rest. Attention is a currency, spend it where value compounds. Compounding turns quiet days into loud results. Notice the places where resentment hides, replace it with boundaries. Boundaries are kindness you give your future. A last night before the turning is not for panic, it is for arranging your tools where your hands can find them. Tools placed well shorten storms. If an old voice tries to call you back, thank it for the history and decline its invitation. You are not rejecting your past. You are releasing your repetition. Repetition is not loyalty when it costs your becoming. Write one sentence on a paper you will see in the morning. I move from proof to presence. Tape it where you brush your teeth, let it meet your eyes before the world does. Choose clothes that match your message. You are addressing a decision, not a fear, decisions where clarity well. When the dawn comes, open a window and let the air name the newness. Breathe in the first light like a promise kept, breathe out the permission to be seen. Send one message that begins a necessary conversation. Put kindness in the first line and clarity in the second. Hit send without apologizing for your steadiness. Walk through your home and remove 3 objects that tell yesterday's story too loudly. Make shelf space for what is arriving. Empty space is not absence. It is welcome. Hold your phone like a tool, not a tether. Use it to build and not to bleed. Your attention deserves the dignity of design. Eat breakfast like a builder, enough to work, not enough to sleep. Builders honor their blueprints with energy. Energy honors results. Archangel Mitchell says the invitation to rise will find you where you are obedient to your truth. Obedience to truth looks like boundaries at 9 a.m. and generosity at 3 p.m. It looks like finishing at 6 p.m. and resting at 10. When you step out, let your pace be intentional. Your feet teach the ground your language. The ground answers with open roads. Expect confirmation to arrive in plain clothing. A sobbing convenience. A timely introduction, is it instead of anxiety in a lot? If a test appears, measure it before you move. Does it cause your peace? Does it align with your values? Does it compound your purpose? Refuse to outsource your self-respect. You decide the terms on which your day meets you. Terms set in peace cannot be bulleted by urgency. You are not with anyone below him. Belonging recognizes you by your sound. Keep sounding like yourself. Invite silence to the table of your decisions. Silence lets truth speak uninterrupted. Truth rarely needs a microphone. When you feel the impulse to over-explain, replace it with a gentle boundary. Boundaries are full sentences. Full sentences are kindness to both sides. Place a glass of water beside your workspace and call it a promise to stay present. Presence is a craft. Craft turns hours into outcomes. Notice how often your joy returns when you do what you said you would do. Integrity is a powerful stimulant. it wakes up dormant parts of your life. Let generosity circulate. Share credit, share clarity, share calm. Circulation keeps blessings from stagnating. Nothing fresh grows in still water. Schedule a moment to step outside and look at a horizon. Distance teak is proportion. Proportion dissolves panic. Return to the task, return to the breath. Return to the vow. Archangel Mitchell says favor respects the prepared, preparation is not dramatic. It is deliberate. Be deliberate with your minutes and your minutes will be generous with you. If comparison knocks, offer it directions to someone else's door. You are busy here. Here is where sowing becomes showing. Stack small wins like stones along a river path. When doubt fogs the valley, feel your way forward by the stones you placed. You have already made the path you need. When the unexpected appears, assume it is a messenger, not an enemy. Ask what it rearranges in your favor. Respond with creativity instead of complaint. Your language shapes your lanes. Replace "I hope I can" with "I am practicing until I do." Practice builds bridges where wishing never will. Treat your inbox like a garden. Weed, water, harvest. Weeds are obligations without alignment. Water is timely follow-up. Harvest is action on the few things that truly move the needle. Keep a record of what you fini today. The list is not for applause. It is for proof. Proof makes tomorrow braver. Stand up and stretch your shoulders as if you are putting on a mantle. The mantle is responsibility without resentment. Wear it with ease. Call your power back from the future you cannot predict and the past you cannot edit. Your power lives in the present where hands can hold it. Hold it lightly and use it well. Your voice will feel different by afternoon rounder. Steadier, less urgent as what alignment does to a throw. It replaces strain with tone. From now on, you will be recognized by your follow-through. Your follow-through will be recognized by its kindness. Kindness will be recognized by its results. Rest will not be a reward, it will be a rhythm. Rhythms keep the heart honest. Honest hearts make clean choices. If someone tests your new boundary, respond with calm repetition, not fresh explanation. Repetition teaches faster than debate. Calm keeps you from paying a tax to chaos. Walk your space once more before evening and set tomorrow's table. A pen where it belongs. A list where it can be seen, a chair where focus can sit. Archangel Mitchell says, "You are not behind, you are becoming." The coming takes the time it takes and then it takes flight. You are entering the flight part. Let gratitude be practical again tonight. Thank the meal, the roof, the lesson, the body that carried you. Gratitude keeps doors unlocked. Lay down the day like a chapter with a strong last line. Rest inside the sentence, "I kept my word to myself." The book remembers. Dream in the direction of what you can build. Dreams that lead to blueprints are dreams worth keeping. Blueprints are kindness to the future. When morning returns, so will your vow. Keep it short, true, and portable. Short vows survive busy days. Let your calendar see your courage. Courage blocks time for deep work without apology. Apology is not a strategy. On August 20, 2025, refuse to sprint mindlessly, move precisely. Precision wastes less of you. If a spotlight finds you, let it find you steady. Steady is more impressive than flashy. Flashy fades, steady scales. Thank the chapters that train your balance. You can stand this tall because you learned to bend. Flexibility kept you from breaking. People will begin to recognize your reliability the way sailors recognize a lighthouse. They will steer by it. Let your yes and your no be light they can trust. When you feel the old urge to hustle for approval, replace it with service to purpose. Purpose pays better and on time. Approval is a late and fickle payer. Keep the sacred ordinary, water light, order breath, gratitude. Follow through. Sacred ordinary wins more days than rare inspiration. More days one becomes a life one. Let your future meet you where your feet are. The road under you is the only one that moves. Walk it with your whole self. And when the evening of the turning day arrives, close with a quiet inventory, what you built, what you blessed, what you released. That is a rich ledger, that is a rested heart. Archangel Mitchell says, you can live like this now. This is not a special effects moment, this is the real texture of a life in alignment. Keep choosing it until choosing becomes character. Return to the simple sentence that carries you forward. I conserve energy. I create value. I keep promises, speak it with a steady mouth. Let it be the hum beneath every hour. You have crossed, you will keep crossing. Every step confirms what the day already knew. Destiny does not demand panic, it rewards presence. Archangel Mitchell says, your name is threaded through this turning like gold through cloth. You do not have to tug to make it hold, you only have to wear what was woven for you. Give your intention a home in the first 5 minutes of the morning. Let the room hear a calm voice say what today will be about. Calm voices train hours better than loud alarms. You do not owe the past another excavation. You owe the present a clear foundation. Build where the soil is living. The road you walk begins to greet you back. It knows your cadence and offers easy stretches when you need them. It knows your weight and strengthens where you step. You carry a practiced quiet now. It is not the quiet of shrieking, it is the quiet of precision. Precision saves more of you for what matters. A promise kept to yourself becomes a door that stays open. Keep 2. Keep 10. Keep 100. The hallway of open doors becomes your daily life. Your energy is not an accident. It is an ecosystem. Water it with attention. Protect it with boundaries. Let sunlight in through gratitude. There is no applause as loud as self-respect. It sounds like a steady heartbeat you can hear in any room. It steadies you when the room sways. You are allowed to be new at the level you prayed for. New does not mean unworthy. New means ready to learn with dignity. Walk toward the place where your skills and your joy shake hands. That handshake is your direction. Follow it with your whole stride. Your rituals are not superstition. They are scaffolding. They hold shape while the structures sense. The structure is your next normal. On August 20, 2025, the light will land differently on your face. You will recognize the angle as welcome, you will recognize yourself as arrived. Let your planning be honest about capacity. You are a person. Not a machine. A person who honors limits gets farther than a machine that burns out. You are not obligated to discuss dreams with those who enjoy doubt as a hobby. Let your work speak to them if it must. You have better conversations waiting. Time will start agreeing with you. Minutes will gather around what matters and leave what doesn't untouched. Agreement feels like ease. You will practice working without worry. Worry does not add detail, it adds static. Detail grows best in clear air. Choose the room with real questions over the room with loud answers. Real questions open real doors. Loud answers often hide thin floors. Your patience flips from passive to active. Active patience plants and tends. Passive patience sits and waits for weather. A gentle authority will begin to live in your posture. People will hear it even when you don't speak. It will protect you without raising a hand. You will not perform humility by diminishing your gifts. True humility is accuracy about what you can give. Accuracy is service. Your evenings will acquire a rhythm that collects peace like shells. A collection reminds you that calm is abundant. You never have to steal it. Investment replaces impulse in every corner that used to drain you. Little by little, water finds the river it belongs to. Your life becomes a series of joined streams. You will feel a click when your yes and your calendar match. A click is the end of self-betrayal. Keep listening for it. The right partners will recognize your cadence and set theirs to it. Collaboration will sound like a good duet, not a tug of war. You will leave meetings with more energy than you brought. Your attention will no longer be for sale to panic. Panic has no currency here. Presence is the only legal tender. Write your goals like addresses, not wishes. Addresses can be navigated. Wishes drift. You will begin to trust repetition as a friend. Repetition lays the rails. Once the rails are there, momentum carries you. Old narratives will ask for one last monologue. Offer them a short goodbye and a door. Who am I's are a gift when they are true. You find yourself smiling in places where you used to clench. That smile is a sign of strength, not softness. Strength that doesn't need armor is rare. Your integrity will become a habit that outlasts mood. Mood fluctuates. Habit returns. Let habit win. You develop a taste for clarity. Clarity is clean water, and you no longer drink from muddy wells. Even your metaphors choose better sources. The next time fear tries to bargain, answer with evidence. Evidence turns negotiations into conclusions. You have kept enough receipts. You will stop calling survival a personality. You will call it a chapter and thank it for its service. The new chapter is stability. Let generosity be strategic, not performative. Give where growth is possible. Give where gratitude can live. Your inbox shrinks because your access points narrow. Not everything or everyone needs a key. Keys lose value when every door is open. A single conversation will help you understand a year. Meet it with full attention. Let the insight land and then act on it quickly. Your workspace becomes a declaration. It says, I expect results that honor my effort. Spaces listen to the names we give them. If today needs courage, borrow it from a finished yesterday. Yesterday remembers you showing up. You will lend without interest. Protect the first 90 minutes after you wake. The world can wait. Your future cannot. You stop postponing joy until after success. Joy now fuels success later. The engine prefers that order. You become allergic to drama that calls itself urgency. Real urgency brings clarity, not chaos. You can tell the difference now. Measure your progress by promises kept, not compliments collected. Compliments come and go. Promises kept become architecture. When you add something to your life, remove something else. Balance is not an accident. It's an edit. Your pace will confuse those who equate noise with importance. Let them be confused. You are building, not broadcasting. The habit of closure strengthens your spine. Loose ends are leaks. You seal them, sealed vessels carry further. You will hear your inner voice without interference. It speaks in verbs more than adjectives: write, send, rest, delete, begin. You will notice how quickly alignment turns work into craft. Craft into art. Art into service. Let your gratitude be evidence-based. List what is real. Reality responds to recognition. You choose counsel over commentary. Counsel respects your time, commentary spends it. The boundary you draw around sleep becomes holy. Holy things are guarded and honored. Your mornings will thank you. You accept that some bridges must stay burned. Not every path deserves a return route. Ashes can be beautiful, but they are not roads. Your calendar becomes a trustworthy witness. It can testify that you chose what matters. It can defend you against your own doubt. You feel a grounded excitement in your chest most afternoons. It is not caffeine, it is congruence. The people who once underestimated you now underestimate your need for their approval. That is freedom. Freedom is quiet power. You will become difficult to manipulate because you are easy to read. Clear values are a deterrent. Predators hate bright lights. If an opportunity arrives dressed in flattery but stripped of fairness, send it away with kindness. Fairness is a part of your fee. You can afford to insist. You curate your inputs until your outputs change shape. Books, mentors, music, rooms all tuned. Tuned instruments make true notes. You build a not now list that is longer than your to-do list. Not everything deserves your immediate presence. Discernment is a form of discipline. When disappointment visits, you sit it in a chair and give it water. You listen briefly and then return to work. You no longer hand it your keys. You develop a ritual for transitions. A breath affrays the stretch. Transitions become less leaky. Energy stays with you. Your confidence stops asking permission from mirrors. It asks for proof from calendars and documents. Proof is plentiful. You create a contingency that respects reality but refuses to panic. Plan B is not a confession of doubt. It is a gift of wisdom. Wisdom reduces waste. A phrase will anchor you on hard days. Do the next right thing well. That is enough. Enough scales. On August 20, 2025, you will mark the turning with something ordinary. A glass of water, a tidy desk. A sent note. Ordinary anchors hold an extraordinary tides. This is how you keep what you win. Archangel Mitchell says what is meant for you is not fragile. It can withstand delay, detours, and misunderstanding. it only asks that you arrive. You will feel the relief of alignment in your shoulders. The body registers truth faster than the mind, believe your bones. If praise arrives, let it land on the work, not the ego. If criticism arrives, let it inform the work, not the identity. Either way, keep building. You will notice more beginnings than endings. That is a sign of growth. Growing things always have next steps. Your discernment with people becomes your quiet superpower. You select with your values, not your loneliness. Selection is protection. When you teach, you learn what you know. When you learn, you expand what you can give from overflow, not from the last cup. You build systems that respect your future self. Labels, folders, templates, checklists, boring in design, beautiful in effect. You will meet a task that has lived on lists for months. You will finish it in a focused hour, a leaf will echo through the weed. You retire an identity that kept you safe but small. Thank it, bless it. Leave it folded on a shelf you do not reach for anymore. Let your conversations be brief and bright when needed, deep and patient when deserved. Talk less around problems and more around plans. Plans transform air into architecture. You will stop interpreting silence as rejection. Often, it is a runway. You are cleared for takeoff when preparation and timing shake hands. You will resist the temptation to explain every boundary. Explanations invite negotiation. Boundaries invite respect. Celebrate the milestones you used to skip. The brain learns faster when wins are named. Named wins become fuel. You keep a small joy near your desk, a plant, a stone, a photo. It reminds you that work serves life, not the other way around. Joy is not a distraction. It's oxygen. Your curiosity points you toward fresh rooms. Go, even if you are not the most qualified at the door. You are here to grow, not to fit. You document your processes so consistency is not dependent on mood. Documentation is an act of kindness to future you. Future you will repay the kindness with scale. Your money life begins to mirror your clarity. You track, you plan, you invest. Security is not a feeling you chase, it is a structure you build. You distinguish between a challenge that builds you and chaos that bleeds you. One makes you sleep deeply, the other steals your evening. Choose accordingly. Archangel Mitchell says you are the steward of this turning. Stewardship is not glamorous. It is beautiful. You will know you are in the right lane when time stretches instead of suffocates. Hours feel generous. Even corrections feel kind. Your name will be spoken in rooms you do not enter yet. It will be followed by trust. Trust opens doors before you knock. You will forgive yourself for delays that belong to seasons of healing. Healing is not waste. It is wiring. Wired hearts hold success better. A new tenderness for yourself will coexist with a new standard. Tenderness without standards coddles. Standards without tenderness crush. Together, they build. You will keep proof of progress where your eyes can see it. Charts, checklists, a folder named Done, Finished is therapy. Therapy makes you brave. The way you walk into rooms will change, less noise in your mind. More space in your chest. People will comment without knowing why. you will return to the sentence that keeps showing up. Protect your peace. Build what matters, tib your word. It will never be outdated. And when the night before August 20th, 2025 tucks itself around your home, you will feel the gentle hum of the future taking its seat, no spectacle, just certainty. You will sleep inside a promise you helped create.